great summer. Glad to have you guys here in Chicago, but a lot of exciting things going on here in Chicago. In the summer, we have our Shot League, and we have also parks that we do involve our Shot Leagues where we get involved with a lot of kids. So I've been involved with that for the last few years, and that pretty much takes up a lot of my time. But also I do a lot of prep work for USAB and Nike in terms of international travel. So it's always fun to get out and get involved and get involved with kids. And here in Chicago, our Shot Leagues have been very important to our community because it's sort of kept our community pretty safe, allowed our kids to a safe place to play basketball. I don't know if you guys know, but we consider this the mecca of basketball. Our Shot League is very important to us. We have professional play in it as well as collegiate players, but we have some greats that have just grew up here in the city of Chicago and played high school ball and college ball and never made it to the high level, but still they're great basketball players, and we enjoy the opportunity of watching those guys be very competitive in our league during the summer. So that's pretty much what it's been for me.
So clearly, I mean, you've been busy, and you touched on the work that you're doing with Nike and USA Basketball, and we'll go a little bit into that in a few. But talking about Chicago itself, the city itself, you mentioned that you guys consider it the mecca, and I think a lot of people would argue that, especially from the influence it's had globally. When you look at certain cities such as New York and the association it has with basketball, and others such as Detroit and LA, Chicago does stand out. A big part of that was the role that you guys played in the Bulls in the multiple championships that you won. Can you talk a little bit about Chicago again, just kind of talking about the basketball community here in Chicago and the influence that you guys had not only here in Chicago and the U.S. but globally, and what does that mean to you?
Well, for me, it means a lot to me. For some of the history, back in 1987, I was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics and later traded here to Chicago. But during that year, that was the first year that the NBA signed a deal with China to really expand the game of basketball. And it sort of gave us that global stage of really growing the game of basketball. And at that time, I guess, myself and Michael Jordan and other members of the Chicago Bulls created what we consider a dynasty here. We had a great run in the 90s, 3 championships across the street where the old stadium was, but we also have 3 championships here in the United Center. So it was a great run for us to be able to put such a great run together and help globalize the game of basketball. At that time, we were one of the most exciting teams to watch. We had one of the greatest icons in the game in Michael Jordan, and it just made the game that much easier to sell globally. But also at that time in the early 90s, we had the 92 Dream Team, which also helped propel that stage as well. From there, I mean, basketball has just taken off, and all the other countries have been able to raise their level of play up just from being able to see the game, but also being able to embrace the game as well. And, from there, we've got players coming from a lot of different countries who instill the confidence that they can play in the NBA. So I do believe that globalizing the game and being on those stages and having an opportunity to encourage other young people to get involved in basketball has truly helped a lot of those players' careers. And for me as a player, it was a great stage to be able to help propel the game internationally.
Yeah, and one of the things that